More than 3 million Americans had their smartphones stolen last year, according to Consumer Reports. This week, California Governor Jerry Brown signed legislation requiring cell phone companies to install kill switches for phones made after July 1st of next year. The switches make the phones inoperable, and the hope is they will deter thieves. San Diego Police Lieutenant Kevin Mayer joins me now. How big of a deterrent do you think that these kill switches will actually be?
You know, any type of technology that will help prevent people from being victims is a good thing. I'm going to go back a few years. I was assigned to a command. We saw a significant rise in cell phone thefts and robberies. And what we were finding is these little stores had popped up and they were buying the phones with no questions asked. And so that was the target. The cell phone was the target. And so I started making, myself at the time, I was reaching out to some of the different cell phone companies to see if there's any way they could make the phone have no value and it would be useless to anybody other than the operator, the person that actually owns the phone.
And these days people store all sorts of personal information
Yes.
on their cell phones. How devastating is it when a cell phone is stolen?
Oh, there's so much information on there, absolutely. And backing that information up and having it in another location where you can get to it if you need it is important.
How prevalent is smartphone theft here in San Diego?
You know, I've just recently looked at the last statistics, and we're doing fiscal year for us, which begins, a new fiscal year for us begins July 1st. And we've seen, comparing 2013 to 2014, we've seen a rise in robbery-related thefts, or robbery-related cell phone thefts that have gone up about 9%, and then just thefts of cell phones have gone up about 13% in that 1 year.
And why do you think they've gone up?
You know, there's a demand. People are either using them for personal use, they're selling them, or they're gathering information from them for other uses.
Now you mentioned robbery-related cell phone thefts.
Yeah.
The cell phone thefts up north have been particularly violent. Are they getting more violent here in San Diego, or is that not the case?
You know, it ranges across. We've got robberies is taking something from somebody by force or fear. Typical, you would see somebody with a gun pointed at you, but it's also using physical force. A beatdown would be, trying to take it from somebody and punching them. That would be a robbery. But we've seen it with guns being used to steal cell phones, all the way to a person being beaten, to somebody holding it and then it's snatched out of their phone, or leaving it on a table and somebody steals it, leaving it in a car and it's being stolen. So it goes across the gamut.
Now there seems to be quite a bit of cell phone theft on college campuses, like here at San Diego State University. Why is that?
You know, it's I haven't looked at specifically the locations where they're being stolen, and this, I want to point out, is not unique to just San Diego. It's nationally, occurring nationally. But again, it's occurring everywhere. It's occurring in every command, perhaps on every campus. People with a cell phone can always be a target.
And how does the San Diego Police Department respond to a cell phone theft? How seriously is it taken?
Oh, it's taken very seriously. During that one, going a few years back, that example I gave, we targeted the businesses that were buying them. We were getting intel from the suspects telling us what was occurring and how they were selling them. And we went after those businesses. We did search warrants. We recovered hundreds and hundreds of phones. Several people were arrested. And so we take these very seriously.
And do you ever find the phones?
Yes, they frequently, we found, well, again, we recovered hundreds. Unfortunately, people don't document their serial numbers and the numbers that would help us get the phone back to the person. But there are quite often occasions where we are able to get the phone back to the person.
Okay. Now, the law requiring smartphones to have these kill switches actually only requires them to have the kill switches after July 1st of next year. In the meantime, what sort of tips can you offer people to prevent thefts?
Yes, passcode protect your phone. The technology exists out there right now that people can either activate on their phone or download. In most cases, I would suggest that they go out and do that so that they can get that on their phone. But the most important tip is to be aware of your surroundings. A phone, by its very nature, basically detracts from us doing that, because we're just so focused on the text message, or responding back, or talking. Being aware of your surroundings will help prevent you from being a victim, because suspects often rely on the element of surprise.
Okay, and we also have tips on our webpage.
Yes.
Lieutenant Mayer, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.